10 years ago, we were on the hunt, a place upstate for the weekends. Like many people town and house shopping, we had a lot of must-hads. It had to be within 2 hours driving of New York City and near the Amtrak line for easy commutes. It had to have a great outdoor space, and this was before Brian took up gardening. It had to have a guest room or two because everyone would want to come visit. It had to be near water. It had to be near a main road because, well, we're still city people. I mean, some property in a big field far away from everything just sounded dangerous. It had to have at least 2 bathrooms because, well, that's one of many secrets to a happy marriage. Ideally, we'd live within a quaint village so we could walk to restaurants and shops, and everyone knows I hate driving at night. We understood it wouldn't be the city, but we still wanted to be around diversity, culture, yeah, including gay people. Yeah, we had an image in our heads and our hearts, and then we started to look. Our broker was an ex-model, like many people who move upstate who are an ex-something. She drove us to several places in and near towns like Rhinebeck, but then she said, "Hey, this is a bit different from what you said you were looking for, but let me take you to see this house in Red Hook." The original listing read like this: circa 1847 streamside cottage, offering an idyllic setting for beautiful indoor and outdoor living. Surrounded by lush gardens highlighting native plant species. The house has both a covered front porch and spacious deck to enjoy the landscape. This charming home has undergone many improvements and upgrades and offers 3 bedrooms, living room, kitchen, dining room, and baths, all on one level of living, plus a 2nd floor loft. Separate studio with greenhouse and a new 2-car garage complete the grounds, convenient to Bard College, Tivoli Bays, and the Villages. Now this house was about 2 miles from the 2 villages and on a farm road. Next door were chickens loose on the road, next door were sheep and goats. This certainly was not town. What sold us pretty quick, though, upon walking in, was the living room, a double-high, cozy room with a cast-iron stove fireplace and built-in bookcases. And then there was that extra building outside with the greenhouse attached to it. We had no idea what we would do with it. Podcasting? Gardening? What was that? But still. So yeah, much of what we wanted came true. Much of it we didn't even know we would love. And some of it, the parts we didn't get, well, it still will.
Down in the valley, moved up from the city. It's a new way of living and I'm trying to get used to it. 1 park coolers, half an ounce of an idiot. Ordered a Manhattan and they call me a Cidiot. At first I hurt my feelings, but it's kinda got a ring to it. When you move to the country, they can tell when you're new to it. I'm looking at a place, but I'm trying to keep fitting in. It takes too long to be a local, so for now I'm a Cidiot.
I'm Matt Zucker, and this is Cidiot, learning to live and love life in the Hudson Valley. So there's what you start out with in a new life. New home, new town, new friends, new experiences, new responsibilities. And then you pay attention to life. Things change, things evolve. In earlier episodes, I've talked about circles of friends and how they evolve. You also should join things, and maybe some turn out great, and you can't imagine how you were not a part of them before. You join other things, and maybe they fizzle out, or just weren't for you. That's okay. That's life. Brian and I have never been bubble people. We don't like tight, impenetrable circles. We don't like stubborn local ways. For example, I constantly make fun of the multi-village government system New York State has. Our small town of about 9,000 people has 3 governments who seem more at odds with each other than working together to attract businesses, people, coordinate events, zoning, make things work for all. I get laughed at as if I'm the one who's naive. I get much more commiseration, though, when I bemoan the lack of services or say places to get lunch on Mondays. And for that, there's entrepreneurialism and solutions. You remember my episode on Cheese Please and how thrilled I was that Lauren at the corner counter is open on Mondays. Everyone I know is a fan of this. On grilled cheese, we unify. As you've heard in countless episodes, we've been so happy in our home, in our town, with the people we've gotten to know. 10 years is amazing, half of it full time. But we get itches, we get cravings, we get bored. We think about where we want to. Well, if you're in your 50s, you'll get this. End up. Life is long and life is short. I keep learning this lesson, and experimentation is really fun. Brian and I tried 1 winter in Tel Aviv and 2 in South Florida. The first 2 months in Fort Lauderdale, and then almost 3 in Delray Beach. Maybe it wasn't for us long term, but it was a great thing to try. Living somewhere else, walking to cafes and restaurants, seeing people. It's debatable how Nora felt. She's a country dog, used to being off leash and peeing and sitting on grass. So the news is, this Cidiot is moving to a city. Well, a very small city. The city of Hudson. After 10 years of very happy times, including 1 pandemic, we're selling our little 1847 house on our sweet little piece of land and a creek, and moving, at least temporarily, into the heart of, well, I think I can call it this, a downtown. Thanks to friends who found their own dream house, we're moving into an apartment, and I will be, yes, not more than 500 steps from a gluten-free cafe with breakfast sandwiches I can eat. I rented a desk at a great co-working space you'll hear me interview about, and it's across the street from where I'm living. So if I'm late for a Zoom, you'll know I didn't get stuck in a moose crossing. I got stuck waiting for my breakfast sandwich. I'll talk more about Hudson as I learn more about Hudson. What I know already from my own research and talking to people like Rich Volo of Trixie's List is that Hudson, the city on its namesake river, has a long, long history in manufacturing. Cement, pocketbooks, and stuff related to shipping, rope, sails, and boats. Hudson also has a history in the arts, like the Hudson River School of Painters, which you can get to know if you visit the stunning Olana historic site just outside of town. The Story of Hudson website has a good list of resources and some walking tours, which I'll probably do. And of course, I'll go right to the source, the people. I'm already in love with the restaurants and the cafes on Warren Street, and some just off the main drag like Wylde, where I can bring Nora. Being closer to the train could also be a plus, although it is 1 more stop north than Rhinecliff. Though with its less chaotic parking lot, it'll be less stressful. And actually, I can probably just walk to the train, so forget about that. Am I going to miss things? Yeah, of course. Our adorable house, now on the market, is amazing. And the park-like grounds with the picnic table where I did early recordings of Cidiot, and the creek and the bench facing it that I bought for Brian as a birthday present. 10 years sticks with you. It did for us, living in our home in Chelsea, too. It's not lost on me that earlier this year, my brother, sister, and I sold our childhood home in New Jersey, and here I am again, saying goodbye to one structure, and hello to the next step, to something new. I'll also miss a lot of my favorite haunts, like Locavore and Taste Buds for coffee, Corner Counter for grilled cheese, Red Hook Stationery, Paws Dog Boutique in Rhinebeck, and more. But you know, Hudson's just 25 minutes north, and just as I'm there all the time now, I can be here anytime. So is this the end of the Cidiot experience, or a beginning of a new chapter of being a Cidiot again? A big city person in a small city? A country farm person, now in a small city? Let's find out.
Down in the valley, moved up from the city. It's a new way of living and I'm trying to get used to it. 1 part poodles, half an ounce of an idiot. Ordered a Manhattan and they call me a Cidiot. At first I hurt my feelings, but it's kinda got a ring to it. When you move to the country, they can tell when you're new to it. I'm looking at a place, but I'm trying to keep fitting in. It takes too long to be a local, so for now I'm a Cidiot.